I know, because I remember seeing those assignments that you did. Okay, find the average of that for me. All right, add those up quickly and then divide by how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and write that out underneath there, and I want you to write it like this, X with a bar over it. Because that's what represents mean. That's the variable notation for mean in statistics. Okay, add them up, get the sum, divide by 5. Should have a decimal value. All right, so when you add those up, divide by 5, I'm getting 31.2. Do you agree? Yeah. Okay, now let me show you how you can do that in the calculator short method, okay? Zone in here. All right, get your calculator on, clear everything on it. Let's go into mode. I would prefer it just to be in that math print. I don't think it matters, okay? And I think it defaults to that. Like, let's practice clearing the memory for a minute. Let's just see what it defaults to. So let's see what you can do. Push clear and on and hold it for 2 seconds. Yeah, you can, there's a button for it. Clear on, and it will show you memory cleared if you just hold it. And then if you go to mode, see how it defaults to math print? Defaults meaning like when you clear something or restart it, what does it go back to and originally get to? So I'm fine with it being there, okay? Now here's the deal. If you're going to plug in a bunch of data, it's nice to have a technological tool that will add and divide for you because that's actually very simple arithmetic. Now, does the human brain want to sit and do that if you got like 25 pieces of data? No. And the more you type in and add and then go back and divide, the more likely you are to goof up, okay? So Texas Instruments goes through and makes like a list of data that you can plug in. All right, now I'm going to walk you through this, but I'm going to punch it on my calculator as you go. Okay, so students out there are watching too. All right, find the data button and push it. When you push data, what comes up is you have a L1, an L2, and an L3. Shake your head yes if you see that. Okay, all we're ever going to do is plug data into L1. L2 is if you've got like 2-dimensional data or you have like 2 strings of data, and we're not going to do that. All right, so I want that data to be plugged in. And I'm going to plug it in right there. I'm going to go 15, enter, 23, enter, 80, enter, 13, enter, and 25, enter. Now, what you should be seeing at the bottom of your screen is that you've got an L1 and a 6, and it's waiting for you to plug in a 6th entry. Are you with me there? Yeah. Check your head if you're A-okay. And if you need some help, raise your hand. All right, so data is what you push to get it in there. Now we want to calculate. We're actually trying to figure this out. Like we're pretending like we didn't do it. No, we'll do this. Okay. Now I want to calculate it. And the way that you're going to calculate data is you're going to go into stat. Well, stat is the green option above data. All right, so you got a second button, so push it. Second data. And what that shows you is a screen that says stats. So at the stats screen, that's where this calculator is going to calculate stuff for you, okay? So at stats, it says one variable stats, and that's what we got, one variable. All of it's in our L1, so push enter. And then you got a series of questions, and you don't need to move your darkened rectangle around anywhere. All you need to do is to push enter on the L1, enter on line, or excuse me, 1, and then you should have it flashing on calc. Push enter on that too. 31.2. Now, awesome.
That's so much to do.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not going to
But you'll get used to it because you just push enter, enter, enter.
It's easy.
Yeah, well, it might, if in certain situations, it might be. Absolutely. But if you've got, say, 25 pieces of data and you want to calculate the mean and the median, this will do it. Yeah, so I'm just using a small piece of data to help you get a bigger idea right now.
What is the thing at the bottom?
Okay, so now let's look at where we are. I want you to know what's going on this screen, okay? So you have n equal to 5. What do you think that stands for? There are 5 pieces of data in there. And then if you arrow down, do you see your X with the bar over it? The very first thing that they give you is the mean, because that's generally the most used piece of central tendency measure for some data is the mean. All right, now you can keep arrowing down. And there are all kinds of things like sigma in Greek means sum. It's used, the sigma Greek symbol is used for sum in statistics. You got all kinds of stuff going on here. Now arrow down to the 9th option. Do you see what the 9th option is?
Median.
That's the median. So the median is the middle number. All right, so let's go down there and write that out. Median. Let's put middle number. All right, now the middle number splits the data in half, but your data have to be listed in order least to greatest. Middle means middle, like median means middle, like median of Highway 52 is the middle of the road down there, the grassy portion. So in order to get this, let's write out to ourselves, list in order first. That's just the way it's got to work. Now we know what the median is because we just calculated it, but let's actually do it for this piece of data. So lowest number here would be 13. I kind of mark that off. Next I have 15. Then I have 23. Then 25. And then 80. So it's nice that this is an odd set of data. You know, when you've got an odd number of data points, you know you're going to have a number right in the middle. How do you do that? Mark off left, right, left, right. You got a number in the middle. So that median, and let's put that out as MED, is 23. There's not really a variable used for that. It's just MED. Okay? Why do you think the median is so much lower than the mean?
Because
The numbers on the mean, it's like 80 and stuff, but it's just lower in value. But then, yeah.
This thing yanked that thing up.
Yeah.
Like if this changed to 26, would this change?
yeah.
No, median.
No.
And that one goes.
Would that one
back
change?
down. Yeah, that
Go
would
way down. All right, so let's say this is 80. But say I've got 81 right here.
It's 23 and 25.
All right, so this would only change because, you know, if you got the two numbers in the middle for a median, remember what the toad said, you would just add the two in the middle and divide by 2. Well, you're finding their average. That's it.
What if you kind of like what the middle is instead of like adding them and dividing them, whatever? What if you just knew like what the middle is?
Then you're doing it.
Pretty much you could just.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you get used to kind of averaging things in your head, especially if you got two numbers, you know? All right, mode, of course, means most often occurring. Why can't I do that? Let's see how you do with some. The only way to get good with statistics is to jump in and mess with some data. All right, so now, are you comfortable with using the data button?
Yeah.
All right, so data to plug it in, but second data to actually calculate some stuff.
If you do the problem, and then you have to do with.
All right, let's go back into your data button. Let's see if we can clear out your list for a minute. There's several things that you can do to clear your list. I mean, one rule of thumb is if you want to clear out lists, you could always just clear your memory and start over, okay? Or you could go into data and you could push, you have to be down in the table, and you could push delete and enter over and over, or you could go up to the L1. Well, I used to be able to do that. You might have to delete, enter, or I just clear the memory and I start over because that's just like a 2-button push, all right? I want you to be really familiar with this TI-30 because it sets you up for success with the TI-81 or TI-84 or TI-85 graphing calculator. Huh? TI-30 access. All right, let me find my assignment. All right, turn to the side that says, I don't know what. Is it? Oh, look like this right here. What happened after Orgo
Oh, yeah.
bought snow tires? Okay. Cross out each box containing the correct answer to an exercise. When you finish, write the letters from the boxes that are not crossed out in the boxes at the bottom of the page. Okay, now, on the first whole set, look, young people, find the median, underline that, for each set of numbers. Now, in this case on A, they're already listed in order least to greatest. Is it easy for you just to identify the median? Yes.
Like that until D.
So it might be like that until D. Why is D a little bit more complex?
You have to rearrange.
Yes, they're not in order and they're decimals. So D might be where you want to start using your technology, okay? Check out E. This is a table of data. What do you think is going to be easier to use on E? Table of data or listing them in order? I'd say plug those in. Now, notice this, and a lot of people get confused on this assignment. I've given this assignment for years. I even use it in high school math. And they say, oh, I don't get E. I mean, what is it? They just got the data collected in a table. But this is still one string of data collection. Price of record albums X at various stores. Some of them are $4.69, some was $5.50. I plug those things in and go back into your data and calculate that median. Look at number 2. This asks you about median of this set of data. Okay? All right, get to going with that for me and use your calculator this afternoon and show me you're comfortable with getting data in, clearing it out, and calculating. All right?